Controversial opinion, Disney's Oscar-winning beloved film Beauty and the Beast is a dumpster fire.
I have a lot of questions. Number one, how dare you?
And I'm not talking about the terrible live-action version, which I haven't seen. I'm talking about the 1991 animated version, which I grew up with, and now my daughter is watching. So I've had the ability to look at it through fresh eyes. And there are a lot of plot holes that I never noticed as a child when I was watching this. And I want to go over them with you. And I have some thoughts about exactly the message this movie ingrained in me as a young child.
I was tougher on you than all the rest, but that's because I believed in you. And now look, you have become one of the skankiest hoes I have ever had the privilege to throw out of a moving car.
I'm Bridget Phetasy, and this is your Dumpster Fire! Welcome to Dumpster Fire, where we make burgers out of your sacred cows. And if your sacred cow is Beauty and the Beast, well, you probably want to skip this one. We're off on break, so we thought we would do some content that's a little more evergreen and outside of the news cycle. And as I mentioned, since I am rewatching a lot of these old childhood films with my daughter with adult fresh eyes, I've got some spicy hot takes on old movies of yore. Mama Phetasy reviews Beauty and the Beast.
Taylor's oldest.
Shut up, bitch!
For those of you who have been living under a rock and don't know the story of Beauty and the Beast, we learn from the opening narration that there's a prince, he's very spoiled, there is an old lady who comes to his door, she's ugly and loathsome, and she tries to come inside. He rejects her and makes fun of her, and she says, be careful, don't judge a book by its cover, or whatever she says, and she offers him a rose. He rejects her again, and then she turns into this beautiful enchantress, and he begs for her forgiveness, and she says, it's too late, I'm transforming you into a beast. She transformed him into a hideous beast and placed a powerful spell on the castle and all who lived there. Ashamed of his monstrous form, the beast concealed himself inside his castle with a magic mirror as his only window to the outside world. The rose she had offered was truly an enchanted rose which would bloom until his 21st year. If he could learn to love another and earn her love in return by the time the last petal fell, then the spell would be broken. If not, he would be doomed to remain a beast for all time.
Well, that sucks.
Fast forward, Belle's singing her little song in her French town. Her dad is a dumb inventor, a crazy inventor, not dumb. He invents a wood chopping machine.
It works.
It does?
I feel like they could have come up with a better machine.
That would be revolutionary in that time, Bridget.
It was a wood chopping machine. It seemed like it was more work than it would have been to just chop the wood, honestly. And then he, being some kind of dumb professor, decides to take the wrong road into town, doesn't trust his horse, goes down the creepy path instead of the not creepy, well-worn path. Seems like an obvious mistake for a guy who's supposed to be a genius. But he ends up getting attacked by wolves, and then he crawls to the castle, and there's a big abandoned castle. He knocks on the door, and he gets let in by a bunch of animated pieces of furniture and other household appliances and whatnot. And candlesticks. As an inventor, he's very curious about why clocks can talk, and then the beast comes and tells him he's his prisoner. The horse runs off, as they do.
Where's Papa? Where is he, Philippe?
And Belle realizes something's happened to her dad, and she goes to find him. She trades herself to be imprisoned.
Wait! Take me instead.
And then now she's in the castle, and they sing her song. And the only reason I'm bringing up this song is because that is the song in which we learn from Lumiere, the talking candle pervert, that He was really quite a horn dog, by the way.
Totally is.
Which you don't really realize when he was like the Pepe Le Pew of Beauty and the Beast.
Oh, yes.
I've been burnt by you before.
He was always like, ha, 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 come here. Come here, Fifi. Fifi is the duster who's a French maid. It's very sexual. We learned from him that they've been in the song Be Our Guest for 10 years we've been rusting.
10 years we've been rusting, needing so much more than dusting.
I'm watching this and I'm doing the math and I'm like, okay, if I'm understanding this correctly, this enchantress cursed an entire staff and household, including a child. If he's not 21 yet and it's been 10 years, that means this kid was 11 years old when he answered the door. So this bitch is cursing a whole house, including a child, Chip, the little cup, the teacup, and everyone in it, because an 11-year-old wouldn't let a creepy old lady into the house at night. I mean, this was the 90s. We were all very much indoctrinated with stranger danger.
There is only one thing worse than a rapist. Boom. A child. No.
They're not really anymore because you're all online getting groomed by perverts. But we were not supposed to take anything from strangers, candy or roses, no matter how they looked. Either, by the way, ugly or pretty. This enchantress was a bitch. And frankly, I think that kid had the right instinct about her. Because who would do that? That seems like such an overcorrection. This kid is just, okay, he's a little mean. Like, also, he's an 11-year-old boy. They can be punks. Have you ever been to the playground? It's always the 10 and 11-year-old boys that are the biggest bullies on the playground because they're in between that age where they're not kids anymore and they're getting bullied by like the tweens, and so they really take it out on the world around them and the children.
Oh, looks like there's a new bully in town. Lucky for us, he just made bullying the new bullying. Bully him!
And also there's so many other things that this raises questions about. Like, why was the picture of him that was scratched that showed him as an adult man? Was it just like an artist's rendition of what they thought he would look like? I mean, there's a lot of people who have made lots of like leaps about why this was. And they say by this 21st year, they don't say birthday. I'm like, it's pretty clear they meant birthday, I think. Now they're just trying to cover their tracks because they're shitty plot holes that they didn't think about before the internet. But if this came out during internet time, it would have been torn apart on Reddit day one. And where were his parents also? A lot of people have said, well, this was in France. Perhaps they were at another in Paris with the court. And he was just left at this, outpost. And he was with his staff, which may have made sense, even though he was only 10 or 11. But if he has this entire staff, why did that kid answer the door? What was he doing answering the door? He's got all these people. They're clearly eager to serve. I don't think they would have let him answer the door on a rainy night when some uggo came to his freaking door and was trying to get him. Also, he's the prince. Why should he be letting some weird stranger into his house?
None of this makes sense.
This bothers me so much the more I saw it, because I also don't want my kid thinking that she's going to be cursed by a witch if she doesn't let some uggo into the house. What kind of lesson? It's a little bit of a pedo lesson. I'm like, no, don't let people in the house, honey. Okay.
Was that ever something you even thought about, letting some ugly creeper into the door and through the door because she might be a secret enchantress?
No, but I do give money to homeless people all the time, waiting for them to be like, oh. And transform not into an enchantress, but like Jesus.
The true secret behind Bridget's altruism has been revealed.
It's Beauty and the Beast. Like, I don't want to up and be like, oh, I just wait for it to be like, oh, behold, I am Jesus, and you saw through my ugliness. And there's a little bit of a Jesus thing. Like when Beast transforms into Adam, it's very resurrection-y. Another thing that I was thinking about, because Maggie, when we were writing the script, mentioned that all the pieces of furniture were basically every piece of furniture in that thing was animated or like a person at one time. And he had this whole staff. And there's this big thing about like, don't go in the West Wing because of the rose. That's where the enchanted rose is. But when she does go in there, there's like all this smashed furniture around. And I'm like, were those his parents? Now I have this whole dark like conspiracy theory that essentially his parents were trying to teach. This is the only thing that makes sense. He was being a spoiled little punk. His parents were like, you know what? You're a fucking spoiled little prince. And you need to learn that sometimes you're going to have to do stuff on your own. You're not going to have this whole house doing everything for you all the time. And someone knocks on the door and he was playing with jacks or whatever. And they were like, go answer the door. And he was like, no, I'm not going to answer the door. Make me. And they were like, go answer the door. We're not letting Lumiere or that clock, whatever his name
Cogsworth.
is. Cogsworth. We're not letting Lumiere or Cogsworth near the door. We're ordering them all to stand down, and you have to go answer that door. And so he just begrudgingly does because they threatened to take his jacks away.
Because all 11-year-old boys love playing with jacks.
I don't know what that, like, they didn't have video games. I'm just like, what are the...
I love it. Jacks, classic.
Well, I don't know what they played with in France in the 1800s or
Threatened to take his pony away or something.
They're like, we're taking your jacks away. So he's like, fine. All right, I'll go answer the door. So he answers the door. The whole house gets cursed. He gets turned into an Uggo beast, and he's furious with his parents, and then he kills them in a rage. And that's the furniture that you see smashed around him. It's a dark secret that he has.
That's dark.
That makes more sense than anything else that I've heard about, because I definitely looked at Reddit and people have all these theories. They're like, no, it's like actually just they've been this way for centuries, and no, this is like the, and I'm like, honestly, I feel like my theory of him just being a brat and his parents making him do this explains all this stuff, like why he answered the door.
Yeah.
It doesn't explain the picture of Dorian Gray painting that they have of him.
I like it because it's dark the way the original fairy tales were dark. Like the Brothers Grimm fairy tales, the original ones, all these stories are based on.
So dark.
So dark.
Mm-hmm. Maybe that was a portrait of his dad and he scratched it and he grew up to look exactly like him. Don't forget to like, subscribe, touch my bells and buttons. You guys, I know this is outside of our news cycle wheelhouse, but if you want more stuff like this, let us know in the comments what you want me to review from the 90s. It has to be from the 90s. Only the 90s, because that is where my heart lies, and it was my formative years. So watching stuff from those formative years with fresh eyes as an adult it's a journey. You have to stick around through the ad to see the weather report, guys. Sorry, them's the rules. No. All right, look, we all struggle with weight loss. And if you truly want to lose weight in a way that's healthy for your body and get strong at the same time,
like the beast, or beautiful like Belle, nothing beats the Caliber app. The Caliber app is 100% free to get started with the ability to upgrade, to unlock more features, or add a coach for one-on-one support. I love my coach. She and I have become actually really good friends. The free version of the app provides full ad-free access to the app's features, including over 500 exercises, workout tracking, and the ability to custom create exercises. Maggie, you use it too, don't you?
I do.
You do like it?
It's been awesome.
Yeah. Caliber's great. I like that there's different levels that you can upgrade to. So you can start and just try it. And then you can upgrade to Caliber Pro, which includes group coaching, or you can upgrade to Caliber Premium, which includes one-on-one coaching. And it's really cool how they let you just do the workouts, have a plan. I need to be like, here's what you need to do on this day. I've said it before, Caliber has been life-changing for me. It makes weight and strength training simple and easy for a geriatric mommy like myself. So check out the Caliber app, see if any of their versions is right for you. Click the link below to get started and get strong. Hurrah! And now a special weather report.
The ignorant and lazy adults that have robbed me of my future have told me to bring a lighter touch and also to cover afternoon drive time. So, today, a mix of sun and clouds, chance of sprinkles, don't forget your brelly. All clear by your evening commute. Tomorrow and for the rest of eternity, hot!
So I was also laughing at how Belle was like, her first opening song is like, there must be more than this provincial life.
There must be more than this provincial life.
And then she like goes off on this adventure and ends up like a prisoner of a fucking horrific beast. And I was like, how's that for adventure, bitch? You asked for it. Now, I bet you're missing your provincial life now that you're locked in a freaking cell with a lunatic. And Gaston got a lot of crap.
She's the one. The lucky girl I'm going to marry.
It's funny how poorly he was portrayed in that, because he was truly like an evil person, I think.
He definitely was. Because one of our writers was defending him when we were talking about this. And I was thinking about it and I was like, no. Because he was saying...
He was saying that he went to rescue her, but he didn't. She got let go by him because he loved her. And then he went and said, I need this beast head on my wall. And he just wanted to kill him because he realized that Belle was in love with him. After he tried to propose to her and had a wedding planned for them outside without her even saying that she wanted to marry him.
Well, then he conspired to have her father locked up in a lunatic's asylum in order to pressure her into marrying him.
Yeah, she went basically from being pressured into like being a prisoner of the beast to like directly getting out freed, and then somebody taking her dad and pressuring her again into marrying them. And that's why we learn a lot of lessons from this. Handsome guys with cleft chins, not to be trusted, evil.
I deserve the best.
Here's what I hated the most about the lesson that really is presented to young girls as you watch the end of the movie. It's basically like she kind of likes him and she's like, oh, he's ugly, but I think I can look past it. And then he turns into this very handsome man when she falls in love with him. And you think essentially now you're taught, I was taught, like, you can change a monster.
Right. Or just how terrible he was to her initially. And it's like, oh, if you just love him enough.
Yeah. Well, there's so many layers to that. Like he is so abusive to everyone in that castle and potentially murdered many of the people who live there. And then he's like truly horrific and abusive and freaks out, and everybody's obviously got PTSD from living with him. And she's stubborn and defiant, and she's like, screw you, I'm not gonna obey your beast-like commands, and I'm gonna sneak around your castle. And then he freaks out on her and she leaves and almost gets killed by wolves, and he saves her. And that's their first little moment. And then she's like, oh, I could work with this. He does have a castle. And
he's very strong.
You have to see, like, Gaston doesn't respect her desire to learn, and then Beast gives her a library with 7 million books in it. It's every book that's ever been written through all of time up until that point. Because it's the biggest library ever. So she's like, he gave me a library. He respects my brain. They fall in love. And then he realizes if you love something, you've got to set it free. And he does. And then she has a moment where she realizes that she's going to get him murdered because she's a dumb person who decides to show them that he exists and where he lives with the magic mirror.
Well, she is trying to save her father from the insane asylum.
Show me the beast!
Right. I mean, she was trying to save her father, but it did go very poorly. It turned into a mob that then marched towards his castle.
I know he looks vicious, but he's really kind.
And all of the people and furniture get in the fight, and then they end up... So at the end, he has this... She's like, I love you. I just love you so much. No. And she finally loves him once he's dead, because it's safe to love a guy who's unavailable. if he's that ugly and horrific. And then he wakes up and transforms into this gorgeous, like a Zeus, like Adonis man, just chiseled jaw and beautiful. And such my favorite moment in that movie when he turns around and he's like, the resurrection. And she's like, I think I know you, except... And then she looks in his eyes and she's like, Beast,
It is you.
it is you. Which also brings me to another time plot hole that I hate about this movie is that so he aged, assuming he was 11, although I don't know how we assume that given that the picture shows him as the person he turns into. So maybe he's actually like 45 and she's 17, by the way. And no one else ages, not even the child. So he's just been aging into a handsome 21-year-old and everyone else is frozen in time. Okay, fine. I'll let it slide. And then they fall in love and live happily ever after. But this does send this message that, like, if you just love a horrifically abusive man enough, he will transform and become that prince that you always wanted. And I'm telling you, ladies, Mama Phetasy is here to tell you that is not the case. If he's a monster and abusive, you run. You don't stay and try and fix him. You get the fuck out of there, unless he's keeping you prisoner. And then you've got to call one of your friends and have them get you out of there. Do not stay. Do not stay.
Drop that zero and get with the hero.
It is funny, too, how forgiving everyone is of him. Like, why are they all still there after they're finally transformed into humans? You would think they'd be getting the fuck out of there.
I always thought the teapot lady was a little bit old to be having such a young child.
That's what I thought, too. I thought it was his grandmother. Even when I was a kid, I was
mama.
like, yeah, that's his mom.
Yeah.
And I'm like, no. But maybe... Maybe she's aged, but Chip somehow didn't age at all.
There's a lot of plot holes here.
I don't know. Mama Phetasy needs to wrap this up. The other lesson that's very funny about this is that he's ugly and then becomes good looking. Like, it's not like she learned to love him and he stayed ugly. So she didn't really learn to love him. She learned to love him and then it was like, you get a hot guy. That's not going to happen either. Mm. If you see past a man's ugliness on the outside to his beauty on the inside, he's still going to be ugly. If you love Dumpster Fire, the best thing you can do is become a paid supporter at Phetasy.com. You get the unedited version of this Dumpster Fire, and we leave a lot of inappropriate things on the cutting room floor. You also get access to everything else we're doing, and it's a lot. Join us right here every Tuesday, Friday at 9 p.m., 8 p.m. Central. Thank you to Caliber for sponsoring today's episode. Thank you to all of you. We love you. Thank you for tuning in, despite the fact that we're on break. I hope you enjoyed our weird Beauty and the Beast review. Sorry if I ruined a childhood favorite of yours and now you destroyed it and you'll never be able to look at it the same again. And now to cleanse your palate, the internet is glorious.
Yo, hey, so I was wondering, like... Oh my God! Shut up! Where do you live? What are you doing? Where do you live? Oh my God! Are you gonna tell me where the f*** you live? No! But, what was the question? Why are tomatoes red? Oh, that's easy. So basically...
Remember, life is absurd. Don't take yourself so damn seriously. Take the work seriously, but don't take yourself seriously. This has been your Dumpster Fire. I'm Bridget Phetasy. Now make me rich so I can have a library of books to the ceiling.
And the unicorns dance while the world burns, world burns.